to the JEE Open House of 2024 on behalf of IIT Gandhinagar. Congratulations to everyone here for clearing JEE, and I hope you are all awaiting the bright future IIT, especially IIT Gandhinagar, is here to provide you. I am Abhinaya Sampath, Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering. I will be the moderator of this open house today. The purpose of this open house is to educate you all on what IIT Gandhinagar has to offer you academically and also otherwise. We will start with explanation of the academic programs, followed by some department-specific highlights. And later, our student affairs team will talk about what all facilities we provide for the student well-being. And we will also discuss some of the career services that IIT Gandhinagar has to offer. We will also highlight some of our alumni achievements towards the end, followed by the Q&A. I request all the participants to write down your questions in the Q&A option in the Zoom call, and we will take the questions towards the end of the open house. And without further ado, I would like to start. Most of you must have been busy with your JEE preparation, right? But you wouldn't have missed the bus around the general elections. So the man instrumental in defining the electronic voting mission is here with us, Professor Rajat Moona. Professor Moona is the director of IIT Gandhinagar, and he is also a faculty member of Computer Science and Engineering Department here. I call upon Professor Moona to provide a brief overview of the institute.
Thank you, Abhinaya. It is my proud privilege to actually welcome all young students who just cleared the JEE and their parents. It has been a very hectic activity for past few years, and I'm sure you coming out and succeeding with flying colors is a great accolade and indication of your achievements. So on behalf of IIT Gandhinagar and on my personal behalf, let me first of all congratulate all of you and your parents who have done a lot of hard work to bring you to this level. Now, having said that, let me also extend my warm welcome to all the faculty members who are there today here to solve many of your questions that you have. And many of you who have been writing these questions, you will probably find some of these answers either in the presentations or otherwise personally being given. IIT Gandhinagar, as some of you might know, was established in the year 2008. In 2008, when this institute was established, it started with very modest start of only 90 students. And today, we are standing at about 2,400 students. And come July, end of July, we expect our student strength to increase to the order of about 2,700. And that's actually a very rapid growth that we have seen from 90 students to about 2,700 students in just about 16 years. It's a very, very remarkable growth. And Institute has taken on itself to grow faster in few years' time. By the time the students who join IIT Gandhinagar at this time, when they come to the graduation, they will see the institute to be much more than 3,500 students. And with that growth in our mind and our goals, we have been kind of working out on various details. Some very new interesting programs that have been started. Last year, we started a program on artificial intelligence. This year, we are starting a program on IC design and manufacturing technology that's called ICDT. As some of you might have followed the newspaper and various other communication from the governments, India is actually actively looking at IC design and IC manufacturing as the next technology change vector, which will bring a very, very interesting aspects. In 1990s, when IT industry came, today India is well known for its IT superpower. India is considered the world superpower of IT. Hopefully, we will be able to replicate the similar thing in time to come. At least in 20, 30 years, we probably would be the only place that the world will know in terms of IC design. And that's where we have some of our very unique strengths. Um, Education systems in IITs and other institutions have given the best possible engineers who are not only ruling Indian technical sphere, but also world over. They are actually known for their own technology superiority. And many things that we hear today are actually because Indians at some point in time had been involved in this development. Whether we are talking of supercomputers or we are talking of processors and computing and games or whatever electronics and various other things, I think if you actually go and do a deep diving, you will find some IITians behind that in managing these kind of technologies. India also has given a very, very unique set of technologies to the world. One of this technology that many of you know is uh, payment systems, UPI, and using which today everybody can pay to anybody independent of the amount, whether it's 1 rupee or 50 paisa or 1 million rupees or whatever. All that can be done with a single instrument called UPI, and that's an instant money transfer, unlike many other places where credit card and debit card systems are used, where the transaction is carried out not in seconds but in minutes, and the settlement of money happens in time factors of days. 3 to 4 days later, the merchant would get his money, and therefore there are issues that one actually talks about, especially small payments. It becomes too expensive to handle on such kind of payment instruments. Indian stack is a very, very interesting stack. Another stack that almost all of you know is about Aadhaar. Once again, giving 140 crore people a unique identity, which is machine verifiable, is not a small thing by any means. This technology that India has given to the world is again a very, very powerful technology. And from that perspective, one can see what kind of changes that have happened. Last few years, we actually saw major upheaval in our health systems. COVID was all around, management of COVID, and all of these things were problem. Administration of vaccines, and all these things were large problem, especially considering 150, 140 crore people. Entire world experts actually came and said, India is actually going to see a major problem because Indian health system is not a very robust system. On the other hand, what happened is completely different. The so-called Western world, the so-called technically and medically superior places actually had lot many more problems than what India had, including even the vaccine administration, management of data, ensuring that help is available to right place at right time at a meta level. And I think India has done once again a very remarkable journey using technology. All this technology was possible because we had technologies like Aadhaar, we had technologies like bank accounts for everybody, we had technologies like UPI. Sitting in the offices, all these technologies could be managed and information could be flown in various ways. IIT Gandhinagar is actually indulging into some of the most advanced technologies. And if one who is going to come and join IIT Gandhinagar would be part of this remarkable journey, we actually promote people doing very interesting technologies, startups. We also promote a lot of social activities, exposure to the world for our students in terms of internship, in terms of explorer fellowships and various other methods. And it is our belief that people learn much more when they are exposed to various technologies and various things. And from that perspective, we actually try to ensure that people get to see the best of the world. Our faculty members, almost 90% of our faculty members have had some exposure of universities or organizations outside of the world, outside of the country, all over the world, many of them coming from United States, but some of the best, finest labs, which actually they have had the exposure to, their work style and their research kind of reflects that exposure. And our research turns out to be one of the best in class research. Maybe some of the alumni are actually going to talk to you about this. So I don't want to take too much of time on this, and wish everybody the very best, and wish many of you would like to come to IIT Gandhinagar. This is one of the best sustainable campus, sustainability campus viewpoint. We actually have campuses which are ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5-star. IIT Gandhinagar is the first institute all over the country which received 5-star sustainability rating. No other institute received till that time. And definitely that makes us proud of our heritage, that makes us proud of our achievements. And in all our achievements, in all our journeys, we have had a very interesting participation by students, staff, and faculty. So without taking much time, I once again congratulate all the students who have made up to this point, who are sitting here, and therefore perhaps have a great interest in IIT Gandhinagar, and also their parents who have done a lot of sacrifices to make sure that their children get the best of the education and best of the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mona, for those inspiring words for our futuristic engineers. Many of you have already started asking questions about our academic programs. Now I call upon Dean of Academic Affairs, Professor Nitin George from Electrical Engineering Department, and Associate Dean, Professor Sameer Patel from Civil Engineering Department, to give an overview of the academic programs that IIT Gandhinagar has to offer.
Yeah, hello, good evening. Yeah, so what I will try to do is that I will try to give you an overview about academic programs at the institute. Currently, IIT Gandhinagar is offering these 8 BTech programs. We have a BTech program in Artificial Intelligence, which we started last year. We have BTech programs in Chemical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering, Electrical Engineering. From this year, from 2024-25, as Professor Muna mentioned in his speech, we are starting this new BTech program in Integrated Circuit Design and Technology. We have a BTech program in Materials Engineering and another BTech program in Mechanical Engineering. So overall, we are running 8 BTech programs. In addition to the BTech programs, we admit students to BTech MTech programs, which are in Computer Science and Engineering, Electrical Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering. What I will try to do now is that I will highlight some of the main differences from IIT Gandhinagar and some of the other institute. We have started with a new curriculum in 22-23, where there is a lot of flexibility in the way we offer courses. And some of the highlights of this curriculum we will discuss at a later part of the presentation. And in addition to whatever is being taught to students, we give a lot of emphasis on preparing students for a lifetime of continual learning. One such opportunity is our focus on undergraduate research. What you will see is that you have an opportunity to take project courses anytime in any discipline, whenever you want during your stay at the undergraduate level. And we promote this to undergraduate research showcases. Last semester, this is a presentation of undergraduate research happening at IIT Gandhinagar. Every semester, we have 100+ students participating in most of the undergraduate research showcases. We also provide opportunities for students to teach rather than student being in a class as a student. So there is something called a teaching certification where we train students to teach and they get certified. They can also come as undergraduate teaching assistants. Okay. And PAL, the Peer Assisted Learning Academic Discussion Hour, these are some of the initiatives run by students where students are mentoring other students. So all of these together are trying to see how an overall development of a student can happen from an academic point of view. Now, in addition to the two programs which I mentioned earlier, the BTech program and the BTech MTech program, there is an opportunity for someone to do a dual major. Dual major means someone is joining a BTech program now in the first year. After 3 semesters, a student can request for a change of program to a dual major program. Dual major program in the sense, for example, suppose somebody is joining a BTech in civil engineering now. After 3 semesters, the student could change the program to BTech in civil engineering and BTech in computer science and engineering. So at the end of this may typically take 10 semesters or 5 years to complete the requirements of both the program. Only the core courses of the second department needs to be done in addition to the requirements of the first program. The degree will be one single sheet of paper, but that will specifically say BTech in civil engineering and BTech in computer science and engineering. You are somebody who is in a dual major will have opportunity to participate in placement of both the programs, can apply for medals and awards in both the programs. So we will consider a student having a dual major as having two separate BTech from an IIT Gandhar point of view. This has been an extremely popular program. 20% of the sanction strength is what is the strength of a particular dual major. For example, currently IIT Gandhar has a computer science intake of 50. So 10, up to 10 students can take a dual major in computer science. That student can come from any other department, any other BTech program. So this is one program which we have been doing. This is the dual major program. Next program is the dual degree program. As I mentioned, we are currently admitting students to 3 BTech MTech programs. In addition to direct admission to the BTech MTech program, a student could also request for a change of program from a BTech to a BTech MTech at a later stage after joining the BTech program. So typically after 4 semesters, a BTech student can request a change of program to a dual major. For example, I can go from a BTech to a BTech MTech or a BTech to a BTech MSc. These are some of the options which we have. It could be somebody who is doing a BTech in mechanical engineering, but because it is a program where sliding is possible, that student could do an MTech in any of the discipline in which an MTech is offered. Unlike the first 3 programs where the BTech and MTech both are in the same department or the same program, same discipline, here the BTech could be in one discipline, the MTech could be in some other discipline, any other discipline where an MTech program is offered. Similar is the case of BTech MSc. Somebody could do a BTech in X branch and an MSc in physics, chemistry, mathematics, or cognitive science in this program. So this is after 4 semesters. This program also typically may take 10 semesters, but there are students who could finish in 9 semester or sometimes in 8 semesters. Then, in addition to these opportunities, we have minors and honors where you could remain in your parent department and the parent discipline, have your BTech there, and have an additional learning in some other discipline in the form of a minor. Currently, we are offering minors in 21 areas of discipline. For example, somebody could have a BTech in chemical engineering and have a minor in robotics, which is offered by some other department. Or somebody could even do multiple minors, where somebody, for example, could be BTech in mechanical engineering, have a minor in computer science and engineering, and a minor in management. All those possibilities are there. If someone would like to continue or do additional learning, it's in his or her own department or her own program, the honors is the option for them, where they could do additional 20 credits of courses and get a BTech honors. Instead of a normal BTech, they now get a BTech honors degree. BTech, for example, it could be a BTech honors in integrated circuit design and technology. So there can also be a combination of an honors plus a minor. Okay, somebody could do a BTech honors, and then go on to have a minor as well. Next thing is about branch change and program change. IIT Gandhar still have a program change and branch change. As you may have seen, many of the institutes are not offering a branch change or program change. Is offering a branch change and program change. So this is at the end of the first year. The meaning of branch change or program change is somebody could be admitted to a particular BTech program now. At the end of the first year, somebody could apply for a change of program from one particular BTech program to some other BTech program. So the change can happen from BTech to another BTech program, a BTech to a BTech MTech, a BTech MTech to a BTech, or one BTech MTech program to another BTech MTech program. All these possibilities are there. So for example, one could change from a BTech in materials engineering to BTech in computer science and engineering. That possibility is there, but this happens at the end of the first year based on performance at IIT Gandhinagar. At that time, we are not looking at what is your JEE Advanced rank, how much mark you got in 12th standard. That is not the criteria. What is your performance during the first year of your stay at IIT Gandhinagar? That performance will be used to determine whether you become eligible for that change or not. So typically, 10% of the seats can be added to a new discipline when somebody comes from some other branch to some other branch. But the details of it is available in the website. For example, somebody who gets a CPI is like a score at the end of the first year, which is 9.5 or above, they could get the branch of their choice without any limitation on number of seats available. Okay, that option is there. Second is the program change. This is again a different way in which we are doing it. Somebody who joins the BTech MTech program, it is not necessary that they will have to graduate with a BTech MTech. There is an option for them during the branch change to any other branch, or at the end of the branch change process. What can happen is, if there are 20 students admitted to the BTech MTech program, currently our sanction strength, for example, in BTech MTech computer science is 20. Through branching, some 10% additional students can come to the program. So now my strength will become 22. And then after the branching is over, up to 12 students from this 22 could directly change from the BTech MTech program to the BTech program at the end of the first year. So the only limitation is that minimum 50% of the sanction strength students should remain in the program at the end of this program change. But that is a significant, more than 50% of the students who are in the BTech MTech program, finally at the end of the first year end up in a BTech program. So for example, one could change branch from chemical engineering first to BTech MTech mechanical engineering via the first process, which is a branch change, and then move to a BTech in electrical engineering via program change, all happening continuously. That means at the end of the first year, even if you are admitted in any BTech program or any BTech MTech program, at the end of the first year, there is a significant opportunity for people to shift. So last year or last to last year, more than 50% of the students who applied for a program or a branch change actually received a branch change. So it's that liberal. Typically 50-60 students can get a branch change through this process. Okay, so I will stop at this point. This is all from my presentation. I would now invite Samir to talk about the unique features of our curriculum.
Thank you, Nitin. Good afternoon, everyone. It is great to have you all here. I would like to start with congratulating you for your achievement. So in continuation to what Professor Nitin George talked about, I'll add more about our academic curriculum to help you make an informed decision. So at IIT Gandhinagar, the underlying philosophy is not to prepare you for your first job, but to get ready for your last job. So you yourself might have noticed a drastic shift in career paths and the skills that are required to pursue those careers. These changes are very dynamic and will keep going on. And therefore, it is critical for us to offer you a flexible curriculum. Our curriculum does not focus on engineering, only on engineering, I should say, but also on subjects beyond engineering to broaden your thought process and approach to problem solving, which are critical for you to have a successful career beyond IIT Gandhinagar. From Professor Nitin George has already talked about how liberal our curriculum is, including branch change, program change, pursuing different minors and honors, dual majors. Let me highlight some key points that sets apart our academic curriculum. The first thing you will go through after joining IIT Gandhinagar is our flagship program called Foundation Program. Foundation Program will be the only engagement you will have for the first 4 weeks here. And guess what? It will have no academic component related to your engineering degree. The focus will be on values and ethics, creativity, teamwork, social awareness, and physical activities. During foundation program, you will go through a process of unlearning and learning to prepare you for a fresh start at IIT Gandhinagar. After foundation program, the usual academic routine will kick in, which has many unique features. Our classroom learning relies heavily on active learning or learning by doing. Many courses have active learning based project components to facilitate learning by doing. We have state-of-the-art infrastructure such as Maker Bhavan and Tinkerer's Lab. We recently overhauled our undergraduate curriculum and introduced courses such as World of Engineering, Design Innovation, and Prototyping to promote and nurture curiosity and creativity. Our aim is to help you grow holistically. For that, courses such as Introduction to Writing, Physical Education, and Comprehensive Biovose are designed to help you work on your communication skills, physical and mental health, which are very critical. We also have recently started a course called Journal Education, which allows us tremendous flexibility to give you an opportunity to pursue a wide range of interests while working with the experts coming from all over the world just for you. Another unique feature of our curriculum is the flexibility that allows you to explore new subjects and see if it sparks your interest. While our curriculum has a set of mandatory courses that are critical for any engineer, a considerable fraction of your degree requirement is constituted by department and institute electives, research project-based courses, and humanities and social science courses. This gives our students a true opportunity to explore their interest. IIT Gandhinagar also has mechanisms in place that further encourage students to try new subjects or courses without fear of non-performing and negatively impacting their grades. All these unique features of our academic curriculum truly embraces our student-first philosophy. Since we cannot cover everything in limited time, I strongly encourage you to visit our open house webpage at iitgn.ac.in/open house for more details. I will end here. Again, congratulations. I hope to see you on campus. Good luck with the journey after this. Over to you, Professor Abhinaya Sampath.
Thank you, Professor Nitin, and thank you, Professor Samir. Now we will move on to department-specific highlights. And I call upon first Professor Samir Dalvi, the Head of Department of Chemical Engineering, to say a few words. Over to you, Samir.
Thanks, Abhinaya. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samir Dalvi. I'm the head of the Department of Chemical Engineering. As a chemical engineer and also as a faculty of chemical engineering, I always get these questions from students and also the parents that what is chemical engineering and how chemical engineering is different from chemistry. So let me first answer that question. So chemical engineering is a branch of engineering that uses principles of mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology to design and operate chemical processes, which produces chemicals on a very large scale, that is in tons of kgs. So what I see is that chemical engineering is one of the engineering disciplines about which people are very curious, and they're also confused about the most. The main confusion, as I said, arises from its resemblance to chemistry. So as I said, chemical engineering mainly concerns about the production of chemicals on a large scale. Whereas if you look at what chemists do, they mainly develop or design new molecule, and they study the properties of these molecules. They are not really looking at the production of these molecules on a larger scale. The chemical engineer, on the other hand, looks at how to produce this molecule on a larger scale. That is, wherever the job of chemist ends, that's where the job of chemical engineer begins. So the chemical engineers, as I said, they produce commodity and specialty chemicals, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, food, energy, and fuels. and they are employed in various industries, including biologicals, polymer, paints, petrochemicals, and so on. In fact, the time that we get up in the morning till the time that we go to bed in the night, we use range of chemical engineering products. And in fact, also when we sleep, we use the products of chemical engineering. For example, the toothpaste that you use in the morning is the chemical engineering product. So oil, soap, the medicines, the paint of your house, the fuel that you use in your car, everything is an example of chemical engineering product. So the chemical engineers in today's world are not only looking at the production of chemicals on a larger scale, but they're also spearheading new developments in sustainability, energy, medicine, biotechnology, microelectronics, advanced materials, and manufacturing. Apart from being recruited in the chemical industry, the chemical engineers also work in academia, consulting, medicine, finance, and other fields. So with that, I will end here, and I'll be happy to take your questions regarding chemical engineering. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samir. Now we will move on to Professor Pranab Mohapatra from Civil Engineering. Over to you, Pranab.
Thank you. Many congratulations to the participants. Civil engineering is the art and science of designing, then constructing, and then maintaining the infrastructure. It brings together a creative design mingled with rigorous mathematical and scientific principles to address the pressing needs of an aspirational society. We are the oldest branch of engineering. However, our eyes are firmly based on the future. As India has pledged to reach zero carbon emissions by 2070, civil engineers will play a crucial role towards a sustainable future. At IIT Gandhinagar, our department, Civil Engineering Department, consists of various specializations. For example, structural engineering, water resources engineering, environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, etc. Our faculty members have received their degrees from the best universities from across the world and are engaged in cutting-edge experimental, computational, and data-driven research. They have published in world-class research journals and have been the recipient of various awards. The BTech students are an integral part of this culture of research and innovation. Our alumni are currently spread across the world, pursuing higher education, claiming leadership in various industries, both core and non-core, and even starting their companies. We do not just create engineers, we create leaders. I mean, leaders for India, leaders for the world. Many of you may be wondering, what is the scope in civil engineering? I invite you to visit the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. It is the world's tallest statue. This has been designed to withstand earthquakes, high winds, floods, while welcoming lakhs of visitors every year. The scope of civil engineering, I would say, begins where the top of this statue ends. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Pranab. Now we will move on to Professor Anirban Dasgupta, who will talk about computer science and engineering and also artificial intelligence departments. Over to you, Anirban.
Thank you, Abhinay. And congratulations and welcome to everybody, to all the students here. So I know that a lot of you are really interested in what exactly is computer science and all. And is there anything to look at the discipline beyond the packages, right? Beyond the salary packages that you want to expect? Yes, there is, right? I mean, computer science is one of the most fundamental disciplines that you have in there. To start with, first you kind of learn what problems are doable using a machine and what problems are not, right? This involves a theory of computing. Then you learn that, okay, that once I have a theoretical algorithm formed, how can I implement that in hardware, right? What are the kind of, what is the best kind of hardware to design in order to run a particular algorithm efficiently? This is the computer systems. is the standard hardware that we have, the memory here and the computer processor here. Is that the best kind of design? Not necessarily. As you will see that there are other smarter hardware designs that make the computer more like your brain, right? Neuromorphic computing that you will learn about that are more efficient for algorithms to be implemented. Next, you will learn about AI and ML, right? Which a lot of you are ready to go at, right? Which is what we call intelligent systems, right? How do you design algorithms in a data-driven manner? How can you learn algorithms from the data? And how do you learn to make decisions based on a large amount of data? How do you know that that this is the better curated data than this? This is the data that we can trust on, and this is the data that we cannot, right? And this is how to change my decisions because the data has changed. Right? At computer science and engineering, what we have done is that we have made the compulsory courses really small number of compulsory courses, and so that there are a basket of courses that you can then use in order to go off into the theoretical side of computer science, or into the system side of computer science, or into the AI ML side of computer science. Okay, that's about, and you'll get to know more about this once you join. And regarding the new course on AI and ML that we started from last year. And AI ML is really starts off as a sub branch of computer science, right? But that's not all. So today AI and ML has taken on a new life of its own, in which it sort of belongs to everybody, right? I mean, people in mechanical engineering can do AI and ML and know about how to apply AI and ML to the mechanical engineering problems. People in civil engineering can apply machine learning to the design of the different civil engineering structures. Okay, so this is how we have designed a lot of the AI ML courses, that it should be accessible to any engineer that we have, right? And of course, if you want to specialize, if you want to go into designing an AI algorithm, you can do that, right? But even as a general engineer, you can take a lot of these AI ML courses and you can make them and you can apply them to the problems in your area. That has been one of our motivations in designing the AML problems. So how does AML differ from computer science? Well, as I said, computer science has three different pillars: the theoretical computer science, system side of computer science, and the smart systems, which is the AIML side. Right? In the AIML curriculum, what you will have is that you will have more of the AIML courses and much lesser of the system side and the theoretical side of computer. You will have some, right? Because even if you design an AIML algorithm, you know what are the kind of hardware to best run it on, right? You need to understand that, right? So you will have some of the other branches of computer science also, but much lesser. And so with that, I'd like to end and hand it over to the other faculty. I'll be available for more questions. And I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Professor Anirban. Now we have Professor Uttama Lahiri from Electrical Engineering, and she will also talk about many of your questions on ICDT. Over to you, Uttama.
Thank you, Abhinaya. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for making it to this stage. So I see many of you are asking questions on the ICDT and the electrical engineering. So in electrical engineering, there are two main subdivisions. One is electrical engineering discipline and ICDT. So it is integrated circuit design and technology. So in the electrical engineering, you will get to learn subjects on the power electronics, machines, things on signal processing, audio processing, image processing. When you see an image, how do you process it? So these all will be there under the communications, all will be under electrical engineering. In the ICDT, it would be mostly into IC designing, the VLSI, the integrated circuits. Those are the areas, the chip designing. Those are the areas which will be mostly coming under the ICDT. Both are under the electrical engineering department. So little bit on about to get an exposure to or think through how electronics or electrical engineering is used in your daily life. You can see electronics everywhere, right? So you can see it in the area of consumer electronics, like the gadgets for entertainment, even for finance, banking. You use there's the role of electrical engineering which comes in. Even for medical instruments, electrical engineering comes in. So you can see a gamut of examples in different areas being used from the area of electrical engineering. Another thing which I would like to mention, the uniqueness of the electrical engineering is the very strong research component of even the undergraduate students. There had been many students in the past from electrical engineering who have also got their names on the patent applications. So you can realize how worthy contributions in research they have made. Also, there is a very good flexibility in the choice of the courses. For example, you are in the so electrical engineering discipline of electrical engineering. You can take courses focused towards the signal processing, the audio processing, how you process audio signals, how do you process image signals. Or you can take courses in the area of, say, communication, wireless communication. You can take that. Or maybe you can also go in the area of, say, machines, power electronics, then non-conventional energy sources, say, solar power, wind power. Those areas you can also focus. So there's a lot of flexibility within this program. One more thing which I would like to mention is there is a lot of courses in the electrical engineering go as for project-based learning. So there's a very good hands-on project-based learning component where you can solely it can be solely project-based, which is a strict project-based course, or it can be only theoretical course. But you will find mostly of the only theoretical course also has very strong hands-on project components where, so it's sort of doing while learning. So you do the project and you also learn and you sort of solidify your concepts. So in a nutshell, I would say that it would be a good experience if you come and join the electrical engineering, and I feel you will cherish once you are able to make it to a decision that you join electrical engineering of IIT Gandhinagar. That's all from my side, Abhinav. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Uttama. Now we will have Professor Emila Panda from Materials Engineering.
Thank you, Abhinay. So good afternoon to all of you, and congratulations to the students and the proud parents for making until this point. So I'm here to briefly talk about the discipline. So the focus of the materials engineering department is either to fabricate new set of materials for different functionalities, or to design the existing materials to create a new set of functionalities for various applications like in defense, space, energy, as well as in semiconductor sector. The discipline has transformed over the years, and right now our curriculum is state of the art. So in this curriculum, we focus significantly on the fundamental aspects of the materials, the technologies that are used, the processing, the characterization sites, as well as the properties or the functionalities for certain kinds of applications. The materials, usually we focus at the energy materials, semiconductor or the electronic materials, optoelectronic materials, biomaterials, nanomaterials, etc. It's just a few materials, but there are a range of materials you see in today's time, and most of those materials, they are actual processing technologies, functionalities, fundamental aspects, everything is going to be part of the curriculum. We also have significant amount of computational courses in our curriculum, which talks about different computational methodologies to design new set of materials. And all our courses have significant hands-on component, laboratory component, projects are there where the students are going to have a very good experience on the real life problems. From the career perspective, there are several opportunities for materials engineering. So right from the defense space sector, like in DRDO, ISRO, to the automobile and semiconductor industries, like or traditional metallurgical industries like Tata Steel, Boeing, semiconductor manufacturing, as well as packaging industries like Intel, Micron, etc. Apart from the job right after the BTech level, many of our students also go to top universities in the world for higher studies, and later on they build a successful career. So with this, I would like to stop here, and I'm looking forward to welcome you at IIT Gandhinagar. I would be happy to take up questions.
Thank you, Professor Enela. Now we will hear from Professor Ravi Shastri from Mechanical Engineering Department.
Thanks, Abhinaya. Well, congratulations to all of you who have sailed this storm of JEE. Well, metaphor aside, sailing this storm and how to do that, we design machines that can do that. And that's what mechanical engineering is all about. So if you are someone who is aspiring to build a career in automotive industry or aerospace industry, space industry, then mechanical engineering would be the right choice for you. Broadly talking about mechanical engineering, there are 5 pillar areas in general. One is the fluid mechanics. So the flow over bodies in general will be studied. Then there is design, which is what you would typically observe when you are riding a bike or for that matter, a car. It is designed by, mechanical engineers. Then we could think about, robotics or dynamics as one other area. And manufacturing, of course, is at the heart of all of this. So these are the various areas wherein you will be taught foundational understanding and aspects as part of your curriculum of mechanical engineering. And with this knowledge, you will be better off to, work in any of these sectors that I, discussed earlier. Also, in addition, there are various other sectors, whether it is energy, wherein development of sustainable, renewable sources of energy and utilization of those in a better means. Even in those areas, mechanical engineers are well sought in the industry. So I have, looked at, read a few questions that were posed in the context of dual degree, MTech, BTech, MTech dual degree in mechanical engineering. What additional things that have to be done? Usually at the MTech level, there is an expectation that you would do a thesis component in addition to what you would otherwise do as part of the coursework. And so as an extension of BTech program, in a BTech MTech dual degree program, you will also additionally work on a research problem, which will compensate for about 32 credits. And there are other credit requirements. And if need be, we can discuss further along those lines. So with that, I thank you all and congratulate for you making through JEE once again. Thanks. Thank you, Abhinaya.
Thank you, Ravi. I'm sure we have had enough of academic discussion. Let's now move on to student affairs. We have with us the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Shivapriya Kribakaran from the Chemistry Department. She will talk about what are the student life like at IIT Gandhinagar.
Thank you, Abhinaya, and I'm delighted to see you all online, and I'm very sure soon I'll be seeing you offline in our campus. I'll quickly take a few minutes to flash some slides to show you what the student affairs do and what we all do. So you have been hearing very serious stuff now. So now, as soon as you come to the campus and you leave the campus, and till that time, that you are in the campus, we are the one who are going to take care of you. So student affairs is a big team, as you can see here. So we handle almost everything that you do from morning till evening, even during your sleep, because we have a fantastic campus. And we consider our students as responsible adults. I'm very proud to say this statement because the student body that we handle for last so many years have been very responsible, and that's what makes the campus very charming. And we actively participate our students in many of important decision making at various levels. We have a student council. You'll be talking to some of them. They will be talking to you after my presentation. And then we have a lot of different part of student affairs. I will go through one by one. So we have a big team which has the dean, associate deans, the faculty members are associate deans and wardens too. So we have warden for taking care of your daily needs in the hostel, with a big team of hostel office. And then we have a big team of student affairs office team to take care of your financial needs, to take care of your anything that's a support you need from IIT Gandhinagar. So our hostels are extremely well ventilated, built, but we still have a fully air-conditioned hostel. We have about 12 hostels. You can Google the names of the hostel, which are unique as our hostel buildings. And we have a lot of conveniences in the hostel area, like a lot of shops, eateries. We have several eateries opened up in the last 2 and 3 years, and a lot of indoor games. Every hostel has a common room where you can spend more time with your friends. And we have also mini library. And about the mess facilities, we have about 2 messes, dining facilities, which is operational right now. As Professor Muna mentioned in the beginning of the session, that we are the first campus who got Eat Right Award for last consecutive 3 years. We have the hat-trick awardee who gets this Eat Right Campus Award every year, every 2 years. And then we are also 5-star rating. It is not only just this award means that we serve hygiene and high quality food, which is FSSAI licensed. And some people have asked about questions about the sports facilities. I think General Secretary have already answered those questions, but we have a fantastic sports facility. And not only just your academic well-being, we also take care of your physical well-being. That means that you will be involved in a lot of activities in the campus, not only sports, there are a lot of events, there are a lot of clubs. And then about emotional well-being and counseling, Professor Bhaskar Datta will be soon talking to you guys. We have a lot of student clubs, you name it, we have it, from arts to science to astronomy. We have a lot of student clubs where you can actually have all your hobbies turn into more serious hobbies and more serious passions. We are very, very sure, I mean, we wanted to make sure that no student is actually becomes stressed because of financial obstacles. Okay, so we have a very big team, committee works on financial aid and scholarship programs. And we also have several scholarships set up by our alumni. So all of these scholarships and financial needs of yours will be handled by our student affairs team. At the end of your stay at IIT Gandhinagar, we also want to make you societal, okay, so towards something that you feel for the society. And our student body has done tremendous job in educating the nearby villages through a program called Nyasa, where the construction worker students actually study in our campus. There's a school that is run by the student body, and there is a health camp that's run by the student body called Sanjeevni, and there are several other things that the student actually feel part of the society, and that is what we are very proud of our student body too. So now I'll pass on to Professor Bhaskar Datta to start about the counseling services and student well-being.
Thank you, Shivapriya, and good afternoon to all of you. Heartiest congratulations to everyone, all the students and also their proud parents. I am faculty in charge of counseling services at IIT Gandhinagar, and we work as part of a larger team which takes care of your well-being. Many of you have experienced your entire schooling while being at home. When you come to IIT Gandhinagar, we understand the unique requirements you would immediately be faced with. And as a result, there are multiple components at IIT Gandhinagar that are seeking your well-being. This include a well-being team. There is a medical facility which is manned by trained nurses and a host of doctors who are on continuous rotation. There is also the counseling services, which I am overseeing. There are also all the head of departments whom you have heard from, a range of other academic administrators and faculty members. So we work in coordination with everyone in the institution. We do not believe that your well-being is limited to just your interactions with friends and others. We see it as part of this continuum, which you are seeing in front of your screen right now, which includes your academics. Performance in studies plays a big role in how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis. Campus life being comfortable, as Professor Shivapriya pointed out, excellent amenities in the hostels. More importantly, the ability to interact with other students as much as you want. An exceptional amount of freedom and responsibility that you are provided with. All this being done while being mindful of your aspirations. There are resources on our campus, which you'll soon get to hear about, which are out there to cater for your jobs and personal growth, and also giving back. Your well-being is not restricted to just one small aspect to be thought about once in a while, but it's being taken care of by a continuum of activities. We overall believe in your well-being as constituting several verticals, and just to highlight a few of these. Next slide, please. There are academic interventions. Professor Nitin, Dean Academic, has pointed those out. There's an emphasis on identifying areas of interest and passion. All of our heads of departments have fleshed out different sections of their departments for you to get a sense of on this first day. There's a lot of team building work through both extracurricular and co-curricular activities. There are support groups on campus, which are catering to both your academic requirements and also your other physical and mental and emotional requirements. We are here for you. If you have any questions, please let us know. I've been seeing some of the questions that you've been putting up in the chat box in terms of food, in terms of the geographic origin of students, in terms of regions. We are very well represented, very diverse. I'm happy to say that there's very little amount of regionalism that we experience on our campus. It's a very nice, cohesive campus. Thank you so much. Abhinay, back to you.
Okay, so I'll just say a final thank you from my side, also from the Student Affairs team, and we'll be very excited to welcome all of you. Now, some of our students will probably taking the Yeah, Abhinay, over to you. I think Yash is waiting.
Yeah. Thank you, Shivapriya and Bhaskar. Now, we will hear from our bright students. First up is Yash. He is a BTech student of the 2020 batch in Mechanical Engineering Department. Over to you, Yash.
Thank you, ma'am. Just a quick introduction about me. I am Yash Airik, current BTech fourth year student in the discipline of Mechanical Engineering with minors in Management and Data Analytics. So, talking about 3 years journey, I was a shy and introvert kid. And I was in a tricky situation, like if I should join IIT Gandhinagar or not. This might be the same situation for you all. And today, one thing I'm sure that the choice that I made was the best choice. I want to tell the mothers of students, यहाँ मेस का खाना बहुत अच्छा मिलता है, और यहाँ hostels are with ACs are like hostels. The environment and opportunities that IIT Gandhinagar provides to students is amazing. In IIT Gandhinagar, students are treated as responsible adults. Talking about IIT Gandhinagar's flagship event foundation program, that are the best days in the 4 years. IIT Gandhinagar provides various scholarships and financial aid, as mentioned by Professor Nitin and Shivapriya ma'am. And IIT Gandhinagar have various campus shops and eateries and medical facilities in campus itself. And we have international sports complex where we have Olympic size swimming pool, cricket, football ground, and many more. In fact, students here run various clubs, cultural or technical, which have coding, game development, dance, music, drama, and many more. In addition, we also have annual cultural fest, technical summit, various annual sports competitions, and celebration of all the festivals. The flexibility of curriculum is amazing. We have amazing and approachable professors. We can do industrial projects with big companies during the semesters. Currently, I am doing an intern at Brazil. We have international internships and placement opportunities. And the culture here for the entrepreneurship is amazing. We are provided with the best facilities. There is no in time or out time to go out of the hostels. You might have heard that people will fool their wardens to go out to have a tea. We don't have to fool our wardens. We can just step out of our hostels or get anytime. This brings us a lot of responsibility in terms of being a trustworthy adult, responsibility in terms of choosing our own career, and most important, responsibility in being a better human being. In last, I wanted to say that IIT Gandhinagar facilities, opportunities, and student run leadership opportunities have turned me shy introvert kid into an extrovert kid. And today, I am the General Secretary of IIT Gandhinagar, representing more than 2,000 students and helping the administration with their mission of student first. At last, I would love to see you all in the campus as IIT Gandhinagar family. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you, Yash, for your heartfelt words. Next up, we have Nishi, who's a BTech student in Electrical Engineering Department. Over to you, Nishi.
Thank you, ma'am. So a quick introduction. My name is Nishi Shah, and I just completed my second year of a BTech in Electrical Engineering. That kind of sounds surreal to say even now, because that means I'm halfway through my journey of a bachelor's degree. And I've grown so much in these 2 years, but I can still remember attending this session myself. It feels like it was just yesterday. So our General Secretary already covered most of it, but I still want to kind of dive deeper into some of those facilities that we have and some of the smaller details that stuck with me. So right as you join the institution, you get to be part of the foundation program, which is this immersive, I think 4-week-long program where you get to interact with your batchmates outside of an academic setting. And the kind of skills that you cultivate there, the kind of opportunities you get to show your leadership skills and your different talents, it's something that I reminisce about even now. And it's a kind of opportunity which you should really take advantage of when you join here. Alongside that, they start the SG program, which is when every incoming student is assigned a student guide. And so these student guides become your preliminary point of contact. So whenever you're confused about what to do, how to go about a particular situation, how to tackle it, it may be intimidating to talk to, say, the administration, although it shouldn't be, they're wonderful. But it would be a great idea to have somebody who can kind of guide you. And so these student guides would be your mentors and friends throughout your journey. If we're talking about the facilities, the sports complex is absolutely amazing. You can name any sport and they have it. But a personal favorite of mine is the library. The library here is actually incredible. It's a double-storied library. We have these floor-to-ceiling windows. And again, any genre you name, we have those books. There are smaller study rooms, which is currently what I am sitting in. And you can book a study room for your own personal use and self-study, just like you can also book classrooms at any time of day. And so you have this kind of flexibility to use the facilities here at your own leisure. Alongside that, if we're talking about the hostels and the mess, the facilities here are superior. I can tell you this. Having seen other colleges, my friends are currently pursuing internships at other IITs and other colleges, and they all are sending me these SOS messages waiting to get back to campus because the facilities here are something that they're missing. So you're never going to be complaining too much about your mess food or even the hostels. You have AC rooms in your hostels, which is something that you won't see in many places. So stuff like that also makes IIT Gandhinagar very unique. And if we're talking about academics, I have to tell you that I know that you're probably most eager to know about the branch change opportunities. And I want to tell you that if that is something you're looking for, IIT Gandhinagar has the most relaxed norms for it. And I can tell you this as I myself was able to get a branch change after my first year. So it's very much doable. And if that's something you're looking for, then you should consider IIT Gandhinagar. Even after you have picked your major, there are many opportunities to pursue a dual major, a minor in any subject, or even an honors in your decided major. So minors, you have a plethora of subjects to choose from. You could minor in humanities, you could minor in management, you could minor in civil engineering. So college is a great time to kind of look at all of these different opportunities you have, all of these different paths which you can take. And the flexibility in the curriculum here will really allow you to kind of see where you can go with this. And that's why I think it's a great idea to, again, explore the different subjects you could take, because never once has it happened that, I mean, I am pursuing a minor in computer science, but I've never been denied the opportunity to take a subject in, say, computer science or in even mechanical engineering just because of my background in electrical. So other than that, IIT Gandhinagar has an amazing research culture, and the accomplished professors like the ones you are listening to right now, they are very kind and willing to work with you in the research domains that you are interested in. So speaking about my own experience, I was also very confused when I was attending this open house. I didn't know what to do since I'd never lived away from home. But I can tell you that it's summer break right now, and I'm still on campus by my own choice because I am pursuing a research internship here. So I could be home eating mummy ke haath ka khana, but I am actually here because it's something I want to do, and that's saying something. So as cheesy as it sounds, I have found a home here, and this is just half of my BTech, and I've learned so much. So I can't wait to welcome you guys on campus in the coming academic year. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nishi. Now let's hear from one more student who joined very recently, Zainab Kapadia, who is in Computer Science and Engineering Department. Over to Zainab.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So a very warm evening to each and everyone present. I'm Zainab Kapadia, and I recently completed my first year of BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. I remember attending the JEE Open House session myself last year, and to be very honest, I can't really believe that here I am having completed my first year in the blink of an eye. I had never lived away from my parents until I came to college. So while I was looking over various IITs and the programs that they were offering, a very important concern of mine was the safety of the campus and how safe are girls on the campus. Additionally, I was truly very anxious about how I would adjust to a completely new world. Today, I can confidently say that IIT Gandhinagar has not only met but exceeded my expectations in this regard. So, speaking about the safety, it provides very physical safety measures like 24/7 security and CCTV surveillance, along with well-lit paths that are very secure. Beyond that, the moral support provided by the IIT Gandhinagar community, it's truly incredible. I feel truly blessed to have had the chance to pursue my dreams at such an outstanding institution. We have a separate undergraduate girls senator with whom we can freely share our concerns about everything and anything. The aspect of feeling heard and valued is truly embodied here at IIT Gandhinagar. So never in my first year at IITGN did I face any sort of comparison happening between the boys and girls. We are all treated as students in pursuit of achieving something great. Honestly, whether it be academics or extracurricular activities, I can assure you that IITGN provides a conducive environment for women to thrive. So from cultural clubs to sports teams and technical societies, there are ample opportunities to get involved. Many clubs, in fact, they are led by women, showcasing the leadership potential that IITGN has. Reflecting on my own journey, I can confidently say that IITGN has provided me with a very safe and conducive environment. In conclusion, I never feel away from home here at IITGN. The warmth, support, and safety provided by this institution makes it feel like a home away from home. I would encourage all the prospective students to do consider IITGN. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, Yash and Nishi as well. I'm sure our participants will be able to resonate with your words. Moving on, now we have Professor Abhishek, who's faculty in charge of higher education at IIT Gandhinagar, and he will talk to you about some of the career opportunities you will be looking at.
Thank you,
Over-
Abhinaya. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to IIT Gandhinagar. The focus of this career development services team is basically to help and assist the students with making career choices towards the later half of their respective programs. So I'll describe the assistance that this team is providing with respect to pursuing higher education after completing your degree. So a lot of our students have opted for higher education in the past to pursue masters, MBA, MTech, PhD, and so on. The major help that we offer or the major assistance that we offer are by conducting training programs or having sessions organized by the Professional Development Council, which is again a student-run body. We mainly focus on providing tips and guidance for the candidates, for the students to make applications. How do you approach a faculty member? How do you design your CV to make it look more attractive? How do you write research statements or statement of purposes, essays, etc. We also have been providing some guidance on how do you take tests and examinations which are required for getting into these programs as well. So the PDC basically organizes sessions with or in conjunction with representatives from some other higher educational institutions or with some of our students who have already passed out and gone to these major universities. Most of our students have gone to big universities like Carnegie Mellon, Princeton, ETH Zurich, Boston University, to name a few. So the overarching idea is to provide students with all possible resources that we can to make a well-informed decision and to help them pursue their area of interest. So Professor Dhiman will be talking about how the internships work both in the academic and in the industrial setting. Thank you all and welcome.
Thank you, Abhishek. A very good afternoon to all of you. And I welcome you all in this webinar and look forward to seeing all of you off campus. So I'm Dhiman Basu. I'm looking after the internship related activities at IIT Gandhinagar. So I have seen some of the queries in the chat box. Hope this 2 minutes talks will answer most of these queries. So in IIT Gandhinagar, we encourage strongly students to explore the internship opportunities. So there are two different types of internship opportunities we deal with. One is the academic internship, another is the industrial internship. So coming to the academic internship, so what is academic internship? So it is a very carefully designed program, and it gives exposure to the students about the research environments in leading universities and organizations worldwide. It helps students in developing international research network. Coming back, we expect students to contribute to the research culture of IIT Gandhinagar. And the program motivates students later stage in pursuing scientific career in future. Now coming to the time window of this internship, it is typically the summer vacations between 6th and 7th semesters. And the program is usually 8 to 10 weeks long. We have a very structured program for selecting well-motivated students for this program. The process is very competitive, but within the institutes. It starts with a registration process. Now, coming to the financial supports, Institute provides and handsome financial supports for this program. We also have agreements or MOU with many other international universities, and the extent of financial supports depends on that agreement. Some of the international universities that holds typically our students include California Institute of Technology, Purdue University, Texas A&M, University of Washington, Miami, Clemson University, Johns Hopkins, EPFL, Switzerland, and University of Buffalo at New York. And the list continues. Apart from the international universities, we also have several international fellowships that are available for students to pursue internship in globally. Some of these includes MITAC scholarships, DAD, CERN, and the list continues. Now coming to the industry internship. The selection process is very similar to that we follow in academic internship. The industrial internship, exactly in the similar way, provide exposures to the BTech students about the industries and see their program in reality. There's a long list of companies, top tier companies we have that host our students as intern, and the list is very extensive. Now, the main feature of this program, this industrial internship program, is actually run by two students-run bodies. One is called Professional Development Council. So it's a student-run body that helps students in assisting and preparing for the internship drive. The PDC arranges so many training programs, starting from the resume preparations, training the students for interviews, and so that the students can be put on right track and secure their internship. Apart from PDC, there is another student-run body. We call it a CDS student team. So CDS student teams actually engage with the companies, they contact companies and arrange the logistics for the internship. They work closely with the CDS staff and PDC for the entire process. They also develop and maintain the CDS technical infrastructures and social media presence. So with this brief, I would like to conclude my talk. I have seen some of the queries about the internship. I will be continuing to present here to understand and answer most of your queries in the later stage. So over to Abhinay. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaman. Now, finally, we have the alumni spotlight. We have recorded videos of two of our alumni who have graduated and reached greater heights after their stay in IIT Gandhinagar. So now we will have Mihir Jain. He passed out from the Computer Science and Engineering department in the year of 2022, and he is currently a software engineer at Google.
Hello everyone, my name is Mihir Jain. I graduated from IIT Gandhinagar in 2022 with a bachelor's in computer science and engineering. I currently work at Google as a software engineer in Bangalore. I want to start off by congratulating all of you in clearing the toughest exam of the country, and I'm happy that you're considering joining IIT Gandhinagar. IIT Gandhinagar has a lot of opportunities, be it academic, entrepreneurship, extracurricular activities, research, and it's not that because opportunities are there, but you're also actively encouraged to use these opportunities. I myself tried drama and debates for the first time in college, and even went on to participate in some inter-college events. And set of opportunities that I'm talking about, they never remain static. They keep on evolving, and that's the beauty of the institute. One such example that I have is from my 4th year. So me and my friend had brought a skateboard and we used to practice during the evenings. So over the course of 3-4 weeks, we got good at it, and during one of those days, we had a random encounter with one of the professors, Professor Jason Mansley, and we had a chat with him that yeah, we've been doing skateboard for 3-4 weeks and we've gotten okay at it, and he suggested that we can do a beginner level workshop for the institute. And you know, just like that, we got funds approved to buy a few skateboards and then do the workshop, and those skateboards are now available in the IIT Sports Complex to be used by all the students. So that was really amazing, and how quick the institute is in enhancing opportunities. You know, even however small maybe, but whenever the institute sees an opportunity, it just enhances and adds it. As far as academics are concerned, I always found the professors to be extremely helpful and supportive. There are a lot of BTech students who work with the professors for research, and in many cases, a good publication comes out as a result of this collaboration. As for the courses, I personally really enjoyed them. They laid a very strong foundation for me to become a capable engineer, and they were challenging at times. There was a joke that for this course called Introduction to Data Science, that before doing Introduction to Data Science, we need another course called Introduction to Data Science. So yeah, they were challenging, but at the same time very exciting and fun to learn. The kind of satisfaction and happiness that I used to get from solving a complicated question or a complicated assignment was something else. I don't I don't get that now as part of my job. Yeah, and I also want to highlight the non-engineering courses, especially, you know, I did one course on writing, one course on English literature, and that had a I think a very that had a lifelong impact on how I write. So yeah, I can keep talking about IIT Gandhinagar, but I'll take a stop for now. Feel free to reach out on LinkedIn if you have anything else that you want to discuss, and all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you.
Hi all. First of all, big congratulations to all the students and their parents for qualifying JEE Advanced. I'm sure this would be the most memorable achievement in your entire life. I'm Hetvi Shastri. I graduated from IIT Gandhinagar in year 2022. I did my major in electrical engineering and minors in computer science. Currently, I'm pursuing my PhD at University of Massachusetts Amherst. My area comprises of distributed systems, IoT devices, and edge computing. My journey at IIT Gandhinagar has been really enriching. I got opportunity to work with some of the amazing professors at campus. I started working with Professor Himanshu Shekhar in my second year in the area of biomedical engineering. In this, we worked in the project of identifying tumors using algorithms. After which I got interested into machine learning and I started working with Professor Nipun Batra, where I worked in the domain of energy disaggregation using machine learning techniques. The one thing which I really like about IIT Gandhinagar is that it never constrains you from working in different disciplines, which is really nice because it gives you broader perspective of the entire system. The second thing which I like about the research at IIT Gandhinagar is that it allows undergraduate students to pursue their independent research. Definitely it's more challenging, but it helps in a long run. It's helping me right now to pursue my research as a PhD student. Besides research, I have participated in inter-IITs and various cultural events which keeps on happening on campus. IIT Gandhinagar is a great place and a lively place to study. I wish all the students all the best and I hope you make a right choice for your future. Thank you.
Thanks to Meher and Hetvi for sharing their experiences at IIT Gandhinagar. Now, the floor is open for Q&A. A lot of you have already asked questions and we have tried to answer most of them. Let me read out a few questions which have not been answered. A few of them want to know their prospects in biological engineering. Can one of the panelists talk about it?
So biological engineering is another branch where we teach actually, I'm not from biological engineering, but I'm just talking on behalf of the colleagues of biological engineering. So several students like you one alumni student also just spoke and she has done project in biomedical engineering and biological engineering. So any students who are interested in biology, so to explore biology in their futures, many even with me, mechanical engineering students have worked in chemistry and biology. So this is a discipline that doesn't offer a BTech program, but a lot of minor courses in biology has been offered through this discipline. Even biomedical engineering is many courses are offered through biomedical engineering, but we don't have an undergraduate program. Then I'm right?
Yes, no UG program.
Yeah, so there is no separate UG program, but we have MTech in biological engineering, but a lot of students are encouraged to do a lot of projects in biological engineering. So you can see that in the website.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. And also some of the questions are related to the hostel environment. So what are the hostel facilities that they get? I think they want to know like even details of air conditioning and things like that. Can you elaborate?
I missed the first part, Abhinaya.
So some of the students have asked for specific details on what kind of hostel facilities that they get, about the room sharing, occupancy, the operation time of AC, such things.
Okay. Yeah. So during summer, we try to actually have the ACs on for at least for about 10 to 12 hours. Because during the daytime, most of them will be in the academic area doing their work, the project and the classes and everything. But after in the evening time and till the morning time, we have the ACs on in the hostel area. That is the timing. But most of the time, it depends on the weather conditions of local, like how Palaj, our campus actually has the weather. So that's actually flexible. Depends, I mean, the question about the occupancy, the hostel will come with all the furnished hostel. We have every room which has a bedding, single bed, almirah and table, chair, and all the basic with mattresses. It's given in the hostel. Depends on how many incoming students and how many graduating students. We have either double occupancy or triple occupancy rooms for BTech students.
Okay, thank you, Supriya. So now I believe with us we have Professor Kosto, who will be talking about the career development services, as many of you have questions about placements and internships. Okay, he's set to join. All right. So can Dhiman or Abhishek comment on the internship opportunities for the students, department-specific internships?
Yeah, Vinay, I can comment on the internship things. If you can tell me some of the queries, specific queries.
So, specific to civil engineering, mechanical engineering, like department-specific opportunities.
Yeah, so I have already listed a number of universities with whom we have our agreements or memorandum of understanding. So our student goes to those universities for the internship. So when we have a memorandum of understanding, so actually it is decided by the number of internship positions available at that university. Does not really specifically mean that this many students from civil engineering, this many students from mechanical engineering. It all depends on that university's requirement and varies from type to type. So once we get that requirement from the university is that X number of students from university civil engineering and Y number of students from mechanical engineering are the requirement, then accordingly we proceed and select the students and make our recommendations. So it is not exactly specific that every time these many students from civil engineering will visit some institutes. It's a dynamic window and depends on the availability of the motivated students as well. I hope this.
Yeah, and one more question was that how are the opportunities for BTech and BTech MTech students? Are they different? Are they same from the same department, let's say?
Yeah, so internship is specifically designed for BTech students. This is because I have already mentioned that it is in the summer vacation between 6th and 7th semester. So when coming to the master students, so essentially they go for 1 year coursework and followed by the research, their thesis for 1 year. So internship for master students is actually dependent on the consent of respective supervisor. If the supervisor agrees, yes, then this can be still arranged. But in this webinar, we are specifically talking about the internship for the BTech students only.
No, I'm sorry. I meant to ask BTech and BTech MTech dual degree students. So the opportunity for those people.
I'm coming to it. It comes to the same point only. So when you talk about the BTech plus MTech, so it's actually a 5 years program. So in 5 years program, again, these students are eligible for the internship between the 6th and 7th semester, because at the end of 4th year, so once they will go to the MTech program, so actually it will be a thesis period. So in that case, they need the consent from the respective supervisor for doing the internship. So eventually for BTech plus MTech students are also eligible for the internship, but in the event in the same semester between the 6th and 7th semester, that's summer vacation. That's the period.
Thank you, Dhiman. And there are a couple of questions about the exposure for the computer science and engineering students, specifically the industry related exposure. Maybe Anirban can answer the question if he's here.
Sure. So what exactly is the question, Abhinay?
What sort of industry association interaction or exposure is planned for computer science and engineering students?
Achha, okay. So this totally depends on the interest of the student. See, the faculty members that we have, they have association with a number of industries. So the number of industry projects that are running, right? Industry project from Cisco, Google, and Microsoft. A number of them are sort of being either run as in the consultancy mode or as a sort of in a more informal manner. right? And it's really up to the student to see what kind of project he or she wants to get involved in, right? I mean, this of course involves a commitment on top of your academics, on top of your regular courses, that you will regularly participate, contribute to the particular project, will stick to the deadlines, etc. But definitely there are industry exposures that can happen in the span of 4 years of your BTech program.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Anil.
it.
Thank you. I believe Kaustubh has joined now. So, Kaustubh, many students have questions about the placement statistics of different departments. So, can you comment on that?
Yeah. So one thing before we talk about placement statistics, so the statistics that you may have gone through the media or from other sources, keep in mind that our placements, we are still in process. So that is one thing. And more than the placement statistics, I feel what you need to make a decision on is what are the areas, what is your career choices, especially as my colleagues, Professor Abhishek and Professor Dhiman mentioned. Do you want to go to higher studies or do you want to work in a particular sector, right? So that is something that the students will be encouraged to focus on. And coming to this statistics, keep in mind that there are several students who go for higher studies and who also register for placement. So that is something that is also reflected in the statistics. So what we do at Career Development Services is, whenever you are in your third year, as Professor Dhiman mentioned, you are encouraged to join the internship program. And some of these internship programs are such that after the internship, they offer you a placement. The internship program is also acts as a training ground. Like basically, it is also for training you. And when the placement season starts, the student team members of our Career Development Services, they arrange several training sessions so that you can train yourself how to appear for interviews, what are the aspects of what are the concepts that you need to learn so that you can go through the recruitment or the interview process. So this is something that Career Development Services helps you with.
And are there any differences in the placement opportunities for the BTech students and BTech MTech dual degree students?
Okay, so it's a good question. So typically, like when we ask the companies, the opportunities that come for the BTech students and the BTech MTech dual degree students, they may depend upon the year of graduation, because BTech MTech program is a 5-year program and the BTech program is typically a 4-year program. So the year in which you will sit for the placement will be different for the BTech MTech students, because you will sit for the placement only in your final year, which is your 5th year. Apart from that, I don't see any big difference when it comes to the opportunities. So when a company approaches, we tell them that we have BTech students as well as BTech MTech dual degree students. And we explain to them that both the students, they have entered together in the program, degree program via JEE. And this is something that they are informed about. Then what differs is the year in which the placement happens. Because, for example, you are joining as a BTech MTech student, your placement will happen in your 5th year, because that is what a typical timeline for the BTech MTech dual degrees.
So is there any preference given to BTech over BTech MTech or something like that? Okay.
So from our side, we don't have anything like that. From the organizations also, typically we see there is not much difference. If the organization is confused or if they mention that BTech MTech will not do, we typically get back to them, mentioning to them that both these set of students have come to us at the same time, like along the same, that is the JEE route. And this is something that we do to convince them. So as far as we are concerned, most organizations, when it comes to BTech or BTech MTech dual degree, we don't see much difference.
Okay. And what would you say about the core versus non-core placements?
Okay. Now, the core definition, before we go into the core versus non-core placements, of course, we have companies coming in what people typically think of the core areas. Like, for example, if you are working in mechanical engineering or chemical engineering or civil engineering, the core areas that you may be knowing about versus the non-core areas typically is like finance or let's say management Or for example, if you are in mechanical or chemical, computer science may be a non-core area. So now we have companies coming for both core and non-core. Now, what differs for the two companies is the preparation. For example, if you are interested in a core job opportunity, you need to really be prepared for that. And it is also important to be prepared in advance that, okay, I want to do a career in this sector, in my core engineering sector. So another thing that I also wish to mention is now the differences, right, given in the 21st century, many of these different sectors are overlapping. For example, let's say if you are a chemical engineer and you may have a chemical engineering job profile which requires a lot of computer programming. Similarly, you may have a chemical engineering job profile or mechanical engineering job profile which may require use of machine learning or artificial intelligence. So in this age, many of these sectors are overlapping. So you may need experience in more than one area. And that's where our dual major or minors degree program is very, very useful.
So do students also go for employment opportunity outside of the ones provided by the CDS, that is Career Development Service?
Yes. Our students are free and they do go for employment opportunities. We have several students even this year who have participated in the employment opportunities and got the positions outside CDS. So, but in addition to that, they can participate via CDS too. So CDS, what we do is we facilitate the process. And when it comes to the job opportunity, the students are free to pursue the job opportunities on their own. So that also flexibility exists.
So over the year, how do you see the campus placement?
Okay, now the campus placements, if you see, it depends. There are certain factors which are outside the control, right? So there are factors like, for example, pandemic situations. There are factors like economic cycles, right? There are several factors which come into picture, and therefore also the number of students registered, right? The batch sizes, they also vary, right? Which affects the percentage placement. So given that, the percentage placement may not be the right kind of statistic because the denominator changes, the numerator changes, there are multiple economic cycles. So that being said, what we are seeing is there are a good number of jobs which are coming. There are a good number of companies which are coming. We have students which are expressing interest in new areas, right? New industries, which are very, very specific, which are very, very niche. And we like that, right? What we do is we take the students, what students want to, we take that into consideration and we approach the companies accordingly. So yes, so the number of companies, the types of companies that are coming, we are seeing an increase in the range. And the kind of job profiles that we are seeing, we are also seeing a wide increase in the range of those job profiles that come to our campus.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kaustubh. I think with that, we have covered most of the questions in the Q&A box. And we will also share an FAQ document on the website soon. All the participants are encouraged to have a look at it. So I would like to thank all the panelists for taking out the time and being here and interacting with our participants. And I thank all the participants for joining. Hopefully you got a good idea about what IIT Gandhinagar stands for and what all we will do for the students academically and otherwise. I hope to see many of you here in person the coming academic year, and all the best for your journey. Thank you.